ceremony held in Tunis just about a month ago was really a first time we get the interconnection between the banking sector and the telecom sector. And this really is along the digital transformation that we see everywhere around the world, where ICT is enabling other sectors, in this case the banking sector. And two key organizations, the Arab ICT Organization and the Union of Arab Banks, got together to raise the bar and set a set of KPIs for the banking industry in the Arab world to embrace digital technologies and financial technologies to provide better services for the citizens in the Arab world. And by having the award, it brought the attention to the banking industry of what's possible. We have seen some very leading solutions in the Gulf countries, and we saw some innovative solutions in North Africa and the Middle East. And that first award ceremony allowed us to put this spotlight on the interconnection of the sectors and on the advancement that has been taking place in the Arab world. Mobile phone, whether it's a feature phone or a smartphone, offers an opportunity for much bigger financial inclusion. Today there is 1.7 billion adults that don't have a banking account or a bank account of any banking services. Out of those 1.7 billion people, adults, there is 1.2 billion that have a mobile phone. And so the mobile phone becomes a great enabler for financial inclusion and financial services. And of course, once we move into the mobile era and the domain, we need to ensure that the consumer trusts that service and will use it. So there are a number of security aspects in terms of the transaction itself, the consumer protection, and ensuring that the connectivity and the quality of the network is good enough for the transaction to go through. And those are some of the aspects that we have been working on in the ITU to enable financial inclusion and financial services, both for the developing countries, but also for the developed countries to embrace strong authentication techniques using smartphones and biometrics to raise the trust level in using the mobile phone for financial services. Financial inclusion is important because it will reduce the poverty. And one of the key sustainable development goals of the United Nations is to reduce poverty. And so by having these 1.7 billion people join the economic sector through the mobile phone, they can have a transaction account where they can pay or receive payments. And then as they use more and more basic financial services, they can get microcredits. Because now we have a data history, or the bank has a data history on those people, and that will allow them to really have a much better growth in terms of their personal economy. This year is really a great year for 5G. We are preparing in the ITU for the World Radio Conference, which will be in Egypt, in Sharm el-Sheikh, in the month of October this year. And that's where the world will get together to agree on the spectrum and the frequencies to enable the 5G deployments around the world. In addition to the radio aspects, there is a lot of innovation in the core network, where we are moving into more packetized network. We're getting the cloud computing closer to the end consumer and the user to reduce the latency. And we're providing new and innovative security techniques in the 5G domain. The combination of all these techniques, including machine learning, for example, and artificial intelligence, to control and manage the 5G network, are some of the innovative standards and regulatory framework that the ITU is currently working on. So we're very excited about this year because for us, it's the 5G year. This is the first time I'm in Beirut and in Lebanon. I'm very excited to be with you, and I have heard the introductory speeches by His Excellency the Minister. There is a clear focus on the digital economy and its importance for the Lebanese market and economic growth. And we also heard from a number of the CEOs that were present, and it's really impressive, the level of maturity and passion about using ICTs and digital economy and the 5G with the demos we saw today. I think it's time for to see more of this coming from Beirut and from Lebanon, and it has an impact on the whole region, so it's very exciting.